Hello, welcome. So today I am going to teach you how to sew this absolutely adorable cell phone purse. So what is really so sweet about this little cell phone purse is you can open it up and you can see you have all of these nice little compartments for your phone. So if I have a phone here, I can slip it really in any of these compartments, but I think it works the best in the back. You slide that in there. And then you have your little snap. And a cute little strap. So also, once that's in there, look, you have several more compartments to put like your car keys or any other little thing that you might want in this little cell phone purse. So today I'm going to make one, but I'm going to make the little snap a little bit shorter here. And I think that might work a little bit better with giving me better usage of my material. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to use my pattern, and it's free, or you can make your own. So the tongue is 31 by 13 centimeters, but I folded mine down a couple more inches because I found that on a 46-inch piece of fabric that really I utilize my fabric a little bit better. So I'm going to try taking off 2 inches. You need 8 centimeters by 5 centimeters for the little connector straps. And then the main body is 59 centimeters by 19 centimeters. You can lay it out and cut all the way around it, or I folded it in half and cut on the fold. Because this is such a little lightweight purse, I'm only interfacing half of it, the external pieces, and I'm just using this Pellon P44F fusible interfacing. It's really light duty, but you know, it's very cost effective, and it seems like it has plenty of structure for this little tiny purse. I probably wouldn't use such a light interfacing on a larger purse, but for this little cell phone purse, it is just perfect. All right, so the next step on making this quick and easy purse is I'm going to take my external piece, and of course that's the piece that I did the interfacing on. You can fold it and find the center line. I usually just mark it with the crease, but you could also mark it with a pin. Take your tongue, fold it in half, mark it, with right sides together. You're going to want to line up those center marks right there, and then you're just going to want to, at a 1/4 of an inch, you're going to want to stitch that on. You're going to want to do that to both the external fabric, and you're going to want to do that same thing to the lining fabric. So here's my lining fabric, and for fun, I'm going to have my lining fabric be this main body, this cute little blue, but my little tongue is going to be the same little butterfly, firefly. Mark those center parts, take it over the sewing machine, and stitch along here. All right, so we're back. So I sewed on my tongue, as you can see right here. And I did that to my lining piece also. So it's quick and easy. All you need to do is line your two pieces up. Usually I flip and check both sides, see if I have them lined up. And I think it's, you know, impossible to get them 100% lined up, but that's okay, because when you come along through here and you stitch, it'll be just fine, because you're gonna stitch with about 1/4 of an inch. All right, so you're gonna want to leave an opening, and I leave it just kind of where the tongue is there. So this is our, leave it open. Then you're gonna take your sewing machine back stitch, sew along all the way around, leaving open the place here to turn. So I'll see you back in just a few moments. All right, so I have finished sewing all the way around. Usually I take my pinking shears and kind of pink around the corner here, or you could just cut little tiny lines with your scissors, making sure that you don't snip into your sew line. I do a little snip here in the corner. Once again, checking, I snip my corners off, and then I'm ready to turn this right side out. All right, so I have turned it right side out and given it a really super good press. So here is my opening right here where I did my turning. So now you're going to want to come along and top stitch all the way around, making sure you take your time, and that'll close your closure here. So I'm going to go do a little top stitching. Okay, so I'm back. I did my top stitching all the way around, and I've given it a good press. I mean, I cannot tell you press, press, press. So I've also made up my little tabs. This is where we're going to connect the strap here. These are really easy. This is the little 8 centimeters by 5 centimeters. So here was my piece. I fold over about 1/4 of an inch. I press, just usually with my fingers. I fold in half, press, press, press. Then I fold in half, and I fold in half, press, 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 fold again, press, 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 and then you're going to want to stitch this up here. Okay, so back to making our bag. You're going to want to fold, and you can see I'm off a little bit here, but you know what? It's not, no one is going to know. So I fold my bag in half. And I like to keep things pretty square here. As you can see, I'm nice and square. All right, so I take my ruler and I'm going from the center line. I'm going to measure over 11 centimeters. And I make, this is one of those erasable pins. Make a mark, and to make sure I have a really good parallel line, I usually make several marks. I know this is a little bit hard to see, but it's 11 centimeters over. And I draw my line. Let's see, and I think I could use a piece of chalk here, just so it shows up a little bit easier in this video. So I'm gonna go over 11 centimeters, make a little mark, 11 centimeters, make a little mark. Line that up, and so I'm going to sew along my chalk line here at 11 centimeters. Then you're going to want to make one at 22 centimeters, so it's 11 and then 11 more inches, not inches but centimeters. So I make my little 22 mark. Little 22 mark. Give me a nice straight parallel line. Okay, and so I'm going to come and backstitch, sew, backstitch, backstitch, sew, backstitch. All right, so here we are. Once again, I sewed at 11 inches and 11 centimeters from the center. I sewed a line at 22 centimeters from the center. I've snipped those. So now the purse comes together so easy. So it's kind of like an accordion fold. And then you fold again. And then here's going to be my top piece. Now I know this kind of hangs over a little bit, but that's okay. It helps it bulk out. So I'll show you again. So it's like an accordion. So here we are. It accordions. And then accordion. So we have our centers. You can see how that's accordioning. And this is going to fall over. All right, so at this moment, if you want to, you can just give it a little press. Then you're going to fold it in half again. Okay, it looks like this. Now you can see this is hanging over, but that's okay at this point. Don't worry. So I'm going to give it a little press. So when I open this up, this piece, that's the fold, you're going to kind of tuck it in, and you're going to line up your edge here. And you can just start to put some clips. Put some clips here. And you're going to want to make sure those edges are perfectly lined up. So you can kind of see how it's fanning here. All right, and here's my accordion fold. Okay, I'm going to come to the other side, and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to make sure that those two edges are lined up. All right, so here's our nice accordion. I've lined my edges up. So you can see how the purse is going to fold in really nicely here. And like I told you, I shortened my tab by about 2 inches, mostly because it saved some fabric. But the original design has a lot longer tab that comes over. And I like that one too. It does use a little bit more material than this one's going to use. So you can see what that's going to look like. So right there. So I'm going to come along here and I'm going to sew, but I have one more step. So we made our little tabs earlier, that this is where my strap is going to hang off of. So I'm going to fold that in half. I'm going to come back in to my project, take off this top clip, and I use my top stitch line as kind of a guide. And I want to clip that in. And I have it in like about 1/2 of an inch here. So if I line that up, I can give you probably a little bit better. Yeah, it's about 1/2 of an inch. Okay, and then I'm just gonna clip that in. Usually I use a couple of clips. So when I go to sew along this edge, I'm going to sew, and then I'm going to do several back stitches right here. Back stitch, back stitch, back stitch. Then I'm going to put in my other tab. So it's down about 1/4 of an inch. It's in about 1/2 an inch. Okay, so when you look at your two sides of the purse, they should be the same. I'm going to give you a couple of these wonder clips. All right, and you can see, you know, when if you line it up, okay, your holders for your strap should be perfect. So I'm going to go back to the sewing machine and I'll be right back. All right, so this last step, and I have a cam press, is to put on your snaps. And you know, you could use all kinds of different snaps. I am just using a plastic snap for this. So I highly recommend a cam snap press, and this is just a cheap little fishing box from Walmart, and so that's how I keep everything organized and make sure, like I even write on the die M mail. Helps me not make silly mistakes, but I have. All right, so I'm gonna kind of get this out of the way and go over our little pouch. So the neat thing is that this is a 3-compartment, and this back compartment is actually like way oversized. You can see there's a little bit of puffiness right here, which I think is great though, because it gives a lot of room for you to place a cell phone in here. And then you have 2 more pockets, like you can put your car keys, something else. So this is, like I said, a very small bag and snap. Okay. So the first one that I made, and I've done the straps, okay, it has a much longer tongue here, and I do like this longer tongue. That was the tongue that's on the pattern piece. So I thought I would give it a try. What would it look like if I shortened the tongue here? And because it does use a little bit less fabric, but I actually kind of think I do prefer this longer tongue. I just, I don't know, it looks more pleasing. But this tongue is fine. Okay. And on another video, I'll go over how to make a strap. So again, a beautiful compartment bag there. Enjoy.